Hey friends, and welcome back to Simply Hooked, a crochet podcast. I'm your host, Marcy, a crochet artist, mom, and creative entrepreneur. Join me as we explore the art of crochet and the beauty of being uniquely made. So we all know that crochet is a fun and rewarding craft, but when you are just starting out, one of the most overwhelming parts can be choosing the right yarn. With so many options available, different fibers, weights, textures, it is easy to feel lost in the yarn aisle. But do not worry. Today, we are breaking it all down so you can confidently choose the best yarn for your projects. So this will be a great episode for beginners. So grab your crochet hook, maybe a hot cup of coffee, and let's dive in. So the fiber that you choose affects everything from the look and feel of your project to how well it will hold up over time. Some fibers are soft and luxurious, while others are sturdy and durable. So I'm going to go through the most common ones and their best uses. So this might help you with some brainstorming if you're looking for some new projects. All right, so the first one is cotton. Cotton is strong, breathable, absorbent, and a very popular choice for home projects. It is also heat resistant, which means it will not melt under high temperatures like synthetic fibers might do. So cotton yarn is best used for pot holders, dishcloths, coasters, market bags, if you want to make a market tote. Some pros about cotton is that it is machine washable, it's durable, and it has great stitch definition. So you can really see the beauty of the stitches with cotton. Some cons, it can lack some stretch. Sometimes it's rough. I mean, there are different types of cotton. Some are more rough than others, which makes it a little harder to work with when you're crocheting. But I'll tell you, my favorite brand of yarn for like dishcloths and pot holders, trivet, stuff like that, is the Lily & Cream kind, which is at every yarn store. I think it's even at Walmart. My other favorite is I love this cotton yarn. Sold at Hobby Lobby. It is super, super soft and actually really easy to work with. But it's a little bit thinner though. So I think it's great for dishcloths and stuff like that. I wouldn't necessarily use it as a pot holder unless I doubled up on it. All right, so that is cotton yarn. The next one is acrylic. This is the one that you're probably going to see everywhere when you go to yarn stores. It is affordable. It is widely available. It's easy to care for. It is usually machine washable and can go in the dryer. It comes in a ton of different colors and textures, and it's just super versatile for a variety of projects. So I use acrylic for baby blankets, scarves, baby items, maybe hats, like little baby hats. Some cons to it is that it's slightly lower quality and can feel a little scratchy, and it may not be as breathable as natural fibers. But overall, I think acrylic is probably the best place to start. The next type is wool. I cannot say I have worked with wool very much. Anytime that I have worked with it, I didn't really enjoy it. It's just a little rough for me. Maybe I'm sure there are different brands that are softer. It just seemed a little rough, and also is a little high maintenance because you usually have to hand wash anything that's wool. There are some varieties of wool, like merino wool, that are super soft, but others can feel a bit itchy. But it's a great choice for winter accessories and garments like hats, scarves, mittens, socks, sweaters, anything really heavy, any wearables that are very heavy for the winter. It'll definitely keep you warm even when it's wet, and it stretches really well, and it can be blocked to shape. Some cons to it is that it can be a little more expensive, and of course, the hand washing, and the fact that some people are allergic to wool. So just some things to think about. The next one are polyester and chenille, kind of putting these in the same category here. This is what I use for amigurumi. This is the soft, plushy type yarn. It's usually bulky weight or super bulky weight, but they're polyester-based yarns. But they're great for stuffed animals, a lovey blanket, or anything like that. They're usually machine washable as well. I would say one of the cons with working with this type of yarn is that it can shed. So if you work with this yarn in your house, you will probably end up with little yarn droplets all over your house that you have to vacuum up later. So the next one is blended fibers, which combines the best qualities of different fibers. For example, a cotton acrylic blend offers durability with a touch of softness, and a wool acrylic blend provides warmth without the high maintenance. So these would be great for making sweaters, shawls, anything where there needs to be a balance of softness, durability, and some stretch. All right, so that's a little bit about the fibers. So now let's talk about the yarn weight. Yarn weight refers to the thickness of the yarn strand, which directly impacts the texture and size of your finished product. So let's go through these weights. The first one is lace and fingering weight. These all have their own numbers on the labels of yarn. So lace and fingering weight is usually a 0 to 1. So this is best for delicate projects like lace shawls or doilies. And the hook size you're going to use is usually about 1.5 to 3.5, which is very tiny. Those are very, very small hook sizes and very, very small yarn. I cannot say I've personally ever worked with that size. All right, the next one is sport and DK weight. This is number 2 and 3, 2 to 3. This is best for lightweight garments, baby clothes, fine accessories. An example might be a soft baby cardigan, and the hook size is usually going to be 3.5 to 4.5. And the next one is the most popular one, is worsted weight, which is a number 4. This is the most versatile weight, so it's great for blankets, hats, scarves, sweaters. You can make amigurumi with it. I don't think it's ideal, but you can. So these are great for like a cozy textured afghan. And the hook size that you would typically use is a 5 to 6 millimeter. And the next one is bulky and super bulky, which is number 5 to 6. This is great for chunky blankets, oversized scarves, and plushies. So this is what I use most often for amigurumi, is the bulky to super bulky weight. And usually the hook size for these are 8 millimeters and up. But pro tip, if you are making amigurumi with bulky to super bulky and it calls for an 8 millimeter, I recommend using a 6.5 instead. This will just give you a tighter stitch because with amigurumi, you don't want the polyfill to come through because you're stuffing it. So just give that a try. There's also jumbo weight. I don't use that too often, but that is just the next step up from super bulky. If you have ever picked up a skein of yarn and felt overwhelmed by the symbols and numbers on the label, I also wanted to share a quick guide to understanding what it all means. So the first one is the fiber content. It's going to tell you what the yarn is made of. It's either 100% acrylic, or maybe it's 50% wool, 50% cotton blend. The next one is yarn weight, usually displayed as the number category. So it might say worsted number 4, or I've also seen medium number 4. The next one is yards. How many yards of yarn is in that skein, which is important for estimating how much you will need. So if you are making a plushie, usually you can get this done with 1 skein. But if you're making a blanket, you might need, depending on the size of the blanket, you might need 5 or 6 skeins. Also, they all come with care instructions. It'll tell you if it's machine washable or hand wash only. So always check for that. It'll also tell you the recommended hook size. And here are just a few ideas of some projects with the coinciding And here are just a few ideas for some projects. So the cotton yarn, you could make reusable market bags or tote bags that you take to a farmer's market. With the super bulky weight yarn, I would recommend making a chunky winter blanket. With the Chanel or the polyester yarn, of course, I'm going to suggest stuffed animals and soft plushies. And then the soft acrylic or the DK weight yarn would be great for baby items like baby blankets or hats, because usually this is really easy to wash. You can usually throw these in the washer. And then rugs and baskets. If you've never tried to make one of these, I recommend using t-shirt yarn or some sort of sturdy recycled yarn. I didn't talk about those earlier, but those yarns are they're very sturdy. It can be tough to work with because the tension is so tight. But that is great for making rugs and baskets. So that's it. This was just a short and sweet recap of the different types of yarn, the different types of weight, and just wanted to share some project ideas in case you weren't sure what to do next. So I hope that you're feeling a little more confident in choosing the right yarn for your projects. Whether you are making a cozy winter scarf or an adorable stuffed animal, the right yarn makes all the difference. So if you loved this episode, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. It really helps. You can also find me on social media at simplyhooked1, or you can email me at hello@marcymade.co. And please visit my website to browse my crochet patterns and learn more about my Learn to Crochet course at marcymade.co. So until next time, friends, keep creating, keep dreaming, and remember, you were uniquely made for something beautiful.